How are you? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Helena. My YouTube channel is Waboy86. Uh, I come on your way trying to explain some of the problems that I found people who are settled in Scandinavians having. And last time I made a video trying to explain why the people in Scandinavians are the way they are, hoping that that video have been a good help to you who have just settled in Scandinavian, or you are planning to settle in Scandinavians. One of the challenges I found that people complaining about is coldness, weather. We can do nothing about the weather. Here we say that you clothe after the weather. So you buy clothes for the autumn, spring, and winter. That is it. Then one thing, I found people saying that most of the people in Scandinavians are cold. And by cold, they mean that they are less social. And I've heard with American saying that we are less social. Even when we travel, we don't just approach people anyhow. That is how Scandinavians we are. But if you show yourself who you are, you open up yourself. And I told you one of the key thing, African, Asians, and Arab, they have been found wanting in Scandinavian nations in matters relating to telling the truth, honesty. They are wanting. And that is the big issue that have caused the migration to be so difficult, that they don't trust what people from Africa, Asian, and Arab read, they say. So that is one of the things that we should rectify, and you should try to show yourself and to prove to them that you personally you are not what they think you are, because they might think you are like the other Africa. You may think that you are like the other Arabs. You may think you are like other Asians, but try to show yourself who you are. And then when we go back to that social thing, you found us wanting in matter relating to making friendship. We go back to that place of honesty. I'll tell you, Scandinavians people, they say that it will take time for them before they will tell you welcome, but you have to stay outside their gate. It is until you be proved by your behaviors, by your actions, by your honesty, they'll open their gate to you. Here in like the nation that I live in, Sweden, I tend to see that most of the people, they live by themselves. They are not dependable of friends. Yes, you may have a neighbor, but you may have even they are not dependable of like other nations, the Africans, the Asians, and the Arab Leagues where we live. You know, they say that we have big family. We live like a flock. That we are more social, but that is not Scandinavians. So you expect that. Don't expect that you come today and you expect within 1 month you have Scandinavians, indigenous friend. It might not be possible. They like to take their time to know you. And the more you open yourself and the more you show yourself whom you are, the more they tend to come close to you. So open up yourself. They don't open up themselves before you open up yourself. So open up for yourself. The other thing I found people talking about is about working. I remember when I shifted from Kenya to Sweden, I did not have like the kind of maturity that I have now. Today I am a traveler, and before I traveled, I do study. Even I do spend time studying about that nation. First thing I try to to when I know that I am interested in traveling some places. First, you must have a good reason why you are traveling. Is it work? Are you traveling for a job? Are you traveling for your vocation? And if it's your vocation, which are your goal? Some people, your interest in that places. That is, then out of that, I study. First, and then I Google the language, I Google the food, and the food, if is another. I remember the first time we went to, what do you call it? These people, they say, hola, um, what do you call it? Spain. I translate the food so that even when I go to the hotel, I know what I will ask. I translate from the language. If we don't have the same language or it's not an English language, I'll translate from their language to Swedish or to English so that even the food, it will not give me headache. Then I'll try to locate the tourist bureau because there they talk different languages. Then I'll try to find about the means of transport. How will I transport? How are the train? Do they have trains? Do I have taxi? How much does it cost? Then I'll go to the hotel. So I get details. And that one I found it one thing when I was migrating from Kenya to Sweden, because I was coming to my husband and I was expecting because these are two different cultures that met. And I was young and I was like, I did not have the kind of maturity that I have today. That today I know that when two different peoples met, matters relating to the region and cultures, there is things to be, there are factors to be considered. You have to think and rethink because your difference may, and that's why you see most of the people that two cultures, two traditions, two religions, when they meet, there might be a crash. And that's why you see most of those kinds of relationships, they don't hold. So my husband, he's a Scandinavian. He behaved like a Scandinavians, and me here I come with my African. So it took time for us to understand each other, and that's one of the challenges. Despite that, might not be migrating to come to settle with a man, but despite that, you might be migrating for work or any other purpose. The place that you have migrated, it affects you much because you have to know, we do say there are written rules and unwritten rules. And the most unwritten rules, they're the ones that I found them very, very, very awkward. Because you might behave in a way, you yourself, you think is right. But in the eyes of other people, it's very foolish. And out of innocence, you don't know. And if they are good friends, they'll tell you. Or they may not show. I told you one of the things that I found very, 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 very hard is to learn how to associate with people from Scandinavians. And when I come to Scandinavia, I mean Norway, Sweden, and Denmark, because they are not dependable. They say that we African nations, Arab, our honesty, we are not honest. Our honesty is wanting. And that's why they take their time to know. That's why you have to show who you are, not what they think you are. Show yourself who you are. your true colors. Be yourself. Because this kind of, I told you that a Scandinavian is a very wonderful person. He sometimes behave like God. God, you may be praying for God to do some things. But what God is not telling you, I am waiting for you to change your heart. I cannot use you to be my vessel with that heart. I cannot change you to be my vessel with that kind of dressing style. You cannot having fashion of this world. You are braiding blades and wearing earrings, and then you expect me to use you. That is how I I describe as Scandinavian person, that they behave kind of like God. They want to know your true colors before they they give they trust in you. They're always their trust depends on how you are able to cooperate. Faking, you may fake and you think that they don't know. What they don't tell you, what you don't know is that they have realized you are not whom you are, but they cannot tell you. And that's one of the characters, even when it matters getting job. When most of the immigrants, when they come to a place of work, they have that mind of Asians, Africans, Arab League, forgetting that these are different nations. Like in Sweden, we are so systematic, and they are expecting you to work. They're not expecting you to when they employ you, they are expecting you to have learned that here nobody's follow you, but they're watching. Nobody will tell you, nobody will tell you to do this, but you will find yourself always being reported to your boss. And you wonder how nobody even have told me like this. Because then themselves, they say it's not their duty to tell you what to do. When you are looking for a job and when you are applying for a job, you should have known. And that is why I found it very good. When you are when you know that you are settling or you are traveling to a certain place, try to learn about little things about that place that you are traveling or you are about to settle. Try to search about the language. Try to read more about the traditions. Religions may not be so much important, but religion have become a thing in the world that we are living today. Even try to get information about people or and the law, because most of the people they had problem with to understand that a Scandinavian person is not a dependable person. They like to live their own life. They say that Africans, Asians, and Arabs will live like a flock. Like animals, they go in flock. In a group, that is what I mean. But then they are so individual. So then that's why someone may not understand that it is not easy for you to settle here, and within 1 month you are expecting to have a friend from a Scandinavian nation. If so, maybe it's a man, it's a partner, is a man or a woman who is interested to marry you or to get to know you, to have a relationship. Otherwise, your neighbors, everybody here in Scandinavians, they take time. And because they don't want to make themselves in troubles. I've been telling you about these matters of honesty, that Africans, Arabs, and Asians, they found our honesty wanting. Like I told you about the rules that are written and the unwritten rules. Most of us, we talk high. And And because of some of our mother tongue, we talk like, we sound like we are angry. That's one of the things that you will find that they'll find it so strange. Why do you have to talk in a mobile phone? Why do you have to talk in a mobile phone so high? Why do you have to shout? Why do you have to behave like the way you are behaving? So some of our behaviors, they tend to scare them away. And like myself, I say like myself. Now I've lived here for so many years. People have seen me with braids. People have seen me with shorts. People have seen me with trousers. People have seen me with sleeveless. So, like when I change, because of my calling to be a minister in the worship, many people, some people, they tend to think that I become a Muslim. But because most of the people, we are friendly, we are open. I did not find a challenge that people, I scared people. And I try to explain myself very well, very clearly, that my turban, I have a turban because I'm a minister in the gospel, in the Christianity religion. And I found it, and it's even written in the book of Second Chronicle or First Corinthians? First Corinthians, I think 10. So that's why I covered my hair, because this weather does not allow, even that is the reason why I used to plait my hair, because I cannot leave my hair the way it is with this cold. That is why you see most of the people in West nations, the Africans, because of the texture of our hair, we have to plait our hair. When you leave it like that, it will not take, it is not, we are in the long press, because our body are meant to fit the tropical nations. And I found it very easy. Now I have a turban. I just need to shave my hair, and I put my turban. I found it so comfortable and so easy and money saving. So I feel very comfortable. And in fact, I've lost none of my friends. What you need to do is just to be honest. Honest. I found people saying that East African people, and these are one of the questions that I want to answer. East Africans people, people who have come from East African nations, if I'm not wrong, one of the East African nations is Kenya, is Tanzania, Somalia. Which are the East African nations? Let us Google. Which are the East African nations? But I will try to ask people, I'll try to answer that question. Why? Which are the East African countries? Yeah, East African countries, they are Burundi, Comoros, Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Kenya, Rwanda, Somalia, South Sudan, Tanzania, and Uganda. These are the East African nations. That is Burundi. That is Djibouti. I've never met someone from Comoros or Djibouti, but I've met people from Eritrea. People from Eritrea, they tend to live by themselves. There are many in numbers, and they live by themselves. I don't know whether I met somebody from Eritrea, from Ethiopia. Not really. Kenyans, the way I stay, I think I'm the only Kenya. The other Kenya I had when I came, he was like 2 miles from where I live, and his CV was not good. So I did not even take contact with him. Rwanda, I don't know, people from Somalia, Somalia, they live by themselves. They live with other Somalia. I met a lady from Sudan, but she shifted, but she was good. I've met, not directly, I met people too. I have lady and I have man who have parents from Tanzania. I've had, but from one of my sis, she had uh, an Ugandan, neighbor. But I tend to, apart from those people, I have never met people from Burundi. They are cunning people. Even I met them before I came to Sweden. They are very cunning. So I found it very hard for me to mingle with them. They behave like people of West Africa. People of West Africa, before you know them, they like people to, I'm sorry to say like this, but that is my own experience. I've realized that because most of the people I know from Burundi, they have so many scandals. So I try to keep up. Most of the people that I've tried to mingle with from West Africa, they are very cunning too. They are wanting, and they can misuse you. And themselves to themselves, they fit. But when it comes to another person, myself, I'm a little bit difficult. They always call me they always call me white Kenyan. And sometimes when when their moods are not good, they call me that white Kenyan. It is very okay. So if you want to get me very, very easy, where I live, just say, we are looking for that white Kenyan. Because I found it very, very hard to deal with Africans. And that's why I always keep off. I don't keep off because I am an African myself. I was born in Africa. I have African blood. But I found most of the Africans people wanting. People from Burundi, cunning. People from East Africa, cunning. They want to take advantage of you. They want to use you. And then they throw you. People from Eritrea, I found them a little bit good. But Eritreans, they live by themselves. There are many here. So people from Rwanda have never. People from Somalia, they live also by themselves. They mingle with other Somalians, and because of the crash of the religion, I try to put myself away. People from Tanzania, people from East Africa. That is why you see that most of the people they come here, they say that they don't get, or people from us, the only people who does not help each other are people from East Africa. I'll answer that question today because most of the East Africans people are wanting. We have lived here as a family for a long time. We have helped people, especially Nairobian, people from Kiambu. I have a list of you. Even if you dare me, I can give the list of the names that my family have helped. And you have treated us like nobody. We accommodate you. We give you food. We show you the way. And instead of, we did not even tell you to come, and we did not even, most of the people, they take payment. Most of the people, they will not hold you that long. Especially, I myself, I learned with one of my sister. She has a good heart. But the way you treated her, no wonder nowadays I can see a black person in the street of Sweden, and I cannot turn my back because you are unthankful, you are wicked and evil. And that's why people, when I came, I met the first people, because we were not many. I met the first people who landed in these nations. And they were so friendly. But the kind of situation that I met them, they were people who were hearted. Some of you, they went to an extent that they want to bring enmity between my family members. And that is the point that I reacted. And I told my family, enough is enough. Because it was not the first time. Even you try to bring conflict between sisters and brothers and cousins. Like my sister, she accommodated most of you and showed you the way to go. In matters relating to government matters, accommodating, and you are so unthankful. So today I cannot even turn my back. In fact, when I hear somebody come from Kenya, Tanzania, even the first time I met a half-caste of Tanzania, the first thing he told me, in fact, he was a man, is how his mother was handled by the fellow African. And that is because I wanted, because he had half children. So I was trying to make contact between his children and my children. And that is when he came up with that history to tell me that I fear Africans. And I told him, I understand. Then he gave me the story about his mother, who is a Tanzania. I found people from East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, wanting. I told you the rest of the group, they have their own problem. But a Ugandan is a very thankful person. People from Uganda are very different. Despite that they come from East Africa, those people, they are thankful, they are good, and they have a heart. But come to people, especially the Nairobians, Kiambu people from the coast, you are wanting. You want, yes, the moment that you get what you wanted, you start treating us like we are nothing. In fact, there was a lady, I don't know whether she was a Ruyo and a Ruya. She lived some 10 minutes from here. She was given, when she came here, I think it was last year, she was given my number by other people, by other ladies whom they used to braid my hair from Burundi. No, they are from Congo. People from Congo also, they are very cunning. No. When it comes to African, I'm a black, but I try to keep off. You are so dramatic. You are so dramatic. So when she called me, I told her, I'm sorry, but I'm not ready to mingle with you African. You come here, we treat you, we show you where, we show how to get jobs and how to settle. But the moment you get what you wanted, you start treating us like shit, like we are nothing. You try showing up. That is your unthankfulness. If I try to summarize, your unthankfulness, that is what have made East African people to keep off from other East African people. You hold someone at your place, but the moment he or she will get what she wanted, that is done with you. Even to come and say, thank you, we don't want money, but even to show appreciation, you start even talking some nasty things about us, and you still want us to help you. It is so impossible. It is until you people from East Africa, you know how to treat others and how to be unthankful. And even the current generation, you have problem with that one. You don't know how to make friendship. You think you just want to come into contact with me because there is something you want. And you think I am foolish. I just observe you and I know this one just want me for the time being. Just me, I am not the kind of person that you think that you will misuse. You can't. God have given me so much knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to know when you want to take advantage of me, then I'll quit. Even we will not even quarrel. I'll just leave you slowly. So some people, they think they are wise than others, but you will realize that you are very foolish, because the kind of help I could have offered to you, you have put it away. That is all. It is until you learn how to appreciate and to take people like people. If you really want my help, when you come here, you have to change your behaviors. People from East Africa, that is all. The other thing, you talk about working. You want to work. In Scandinavians, we don't get 3, 4, 5 jobs. What you'll be working, especially because of lack of knowledge of law, and you don't even, there is what we call laws when it applies to jobs, when it applies to family. We are so systematic. Everything you do, you have to think, what does the law say? I have a neighbor. What does the law say about which things can I get myself crashing with the police and crashing with the law in matters relating to this, in matters relating to child raising, in matters relating to partners. It is a matter. That is why I tell you that you stand there. You have to know so many things. You cannot just sit there. And if you don't know, and that is why you may need the indigenous of these nations, and you need to interact with the government. Some of the government institutions, they guide you. They tell you where to get help, which steps to take. This is not Africa where we live like we don't, there are not too much things to mind about it. Here you have to mind about what you do. You have to know what that the law say. That is we are so systematic. That is all that I can say, that we are so systematic that you have to know. At least you have to have a clue. I don't mean that you go study the law. You have to, most of the things, most of the systems are at the internet, and you can translate in so many different languages. Otherwise, there are telephones numbers you can call, and you gather information about what you want to do. When it comes to work, most of the people, they think here is American, where you have three, 4 jobs. I don't know how it works in America, but a Scandinavian person is a person who value a family. Most of the Africans, they tend to abandon their children. That is why you see most of the criminals. Most of the criminals are they're immigrant children, because we want to raise our children the way we were raised. Today's children, even back to home, I saw that these children, they know their rights. They know how to claim their rights. I've seen so many children be taken by social government, because children nowadays, they know their right. And there is a system here. If a child does not get his right, he is going to call the department responsible for that, and they will explain. And when it's matter a child accusing a parent, they don't even listen for a parent. They tend to believe there are so many rare cases and that if you are known, and that's why it's very good to be known, your characters. But if you are not known, 80% they might not even listen to you. But if they know you, well and good. That is why I'm telling you, show your character, show whom you are, not whom they think you are. So it's a matter of knowing how things are priced. Here, when you work like you have two jobs in one district, in one location, and then that is one point that make people to lose. And you find that you are paying a lot of tax because you want to have 5 jobs in one area. So they will try to put each and every job by itself. They'll not categorize all this job and they put it in one. No, if you say that you are cleaning, and apart from cleaning, you have taken a dish, a job in a restaurant to dish. And apart from taking the job from restaurant to dish, you have taken another job. All those jobs, they will not put them together as one job. They put cleaning as one job, dishing as one job. All those jobs that you have, so you end up that you realize that, and that's have made many people to be very angry because they did not fight about what does the law to work say. Can I work 2 jobs? The alternative that working, when if you want to work 2 jobs, you have to change the location and the career. We say that you are working as a nurse in a certain locations, in a district or in a certain. You cannot go further away, further on, and in the same area or in the same place, you get an extra job as a nurse. Those are 2 jobs. But if you want to work like the best way is to choose another career and you work in a different places because we have different system that every location have its system of government and they are very close. So if you want to work 2 or 3 different places, it means that you have to work in 3 different districts and you expect all those 3 jobs. You will pay tax. It will not be counted as one job, despite that you are working in 3 districts. Each and every district you will pay taxes. But it is better that way than to work in one district. Then it's better to have. It is better that way than to work in the same district. Those 3 jobs, because you realize that your monthly payment you will get good, but at the end of the year, when you will be declaring your tax income, that is where the battle comes. That is where most of the people they lose and they scream and they get angry, because when you tend to work so much, you see that you will be working for the government. Instead of spending time with your children, your husband, your friends, you are overworking yourself. And most of the people, I think they do like this, most of the African Asians and Arab, because they have so much, they have families and relatives at home which they want to please, and they want to show them that they are rich. They live in Western nations and now they have money. So you overwork even you don't have time to enjoy your life, because there are some other people that you have some other family members. I call it show up. Most of this group, they like show up. And for them to be able to show up, they have to get a lot of job. And this job, at long last, they cost them taxes. They don't enjoy. They imagine even some, they have got to an extent that they take 2 jobs and they have made them to lose job because maybe they try to take off from one job to go and work to the other. So they try to, because you have a system here, you can, if you are sick, you can say that you are sick. But if you say that you are sick, you have to stay at home. But most of the people that have tried to play silly games, they say they are sick in one job and they go to work in another job. And they don't understand that the system is the same. The system will tell you. So they give you a matter of time, then you get a fine. And they collect data and they correct. So this matter of honesty is wanting. It is wanting. And when it's come even to such dramas, me, I don't want to be associated with people who have such dramas. Our honesty is very wanting. You have to be honest. You cannot say that you are sick and then you go to work in another work. And by the end of the year, the government will tax you like nobody's business. So know the rules that are applicable, that here in Scandinavia, you cannot have 2-3 jobs like the way American have. You pay a lot of taxes. You are working for the government. You are benefiting the government. Live your life, because here we get a good job that will give you good income. You stop getting this nasty. That is why I always tell immigrants, to stand there, it costs time and it costs money, but at long last, you'll be very comfortable with a good salary. But you don't want it. You just want this black collar job. You just want this job that low paid, and you work like a slave. Stop being saving yourself. Get a life. Get a life. That is all I can say. And I hope that your questions have been answered. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Waboy86. And I have another YouTube channel where I am a minister of the gospel. That is Wagarewajin. So be blessed. I hope that I've helped you. And I hope that if you have something else that you want me to talk about the Scandinavian nation, I'm very free. But let us practice honesty. Bye-bye for now.